everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Vicky and I have a very special guest today. This is Simon, my hubby. He's a little bit camera shy, so so go easy on him. We are filming a Q&A video. I put a little question on my Instagram about marriage and relationship questions, so I got quite a few, so let's just get straight into it. Firstly, actually, I'll just talk about a little bit about us. So we've been together 8 years at the end of this month. We're August now, aren't we? Yeah, end of August, 8 years. And married 6, so we got married on the 13th of April 2013? Yeah, 13. So yeah, we got married 6 years ago, but we've been together 8 years. So we met and got married quite quickly, and that's where we are now. So we've got one little boy who is 5, and we've also got another little boy on the way. He's due in 4 weeks, and Simon has a daughter from a previous relationship who is 8. Okay, so the first person that responded to this was no one other than my lovely friend Lucy, who is also a YouTuber, Lucy Carter. And of course her question was baby related. More babies? Question mark.
Oh, more babies, okay. That's down to you, isn't it? It's your choice. I mean, that's always the way in a relationship. The lady normally chooses and the man says, okay.
Yeah, true. Simon's pretty easygoing, so he's pretty happy to go with the flow. And we are obviously pregnant with a second baby. It took ages to, well, it took me ages to get to that stage. But yes, I think one more after this, because I always thought I would have 4, because you're from 4. You're one of 4, and I'm one of 4. So I always thought we'd have 4, but I don't think I could do 4 unless I end up with twins like you, Lucy. And the next one, you never know. 4 total, of course.
It'd be 5 total if we had 4. So 3 of our own together, and then 1 from previous.
We'd need
still hard work, isn't it? I mean, it will be hard work. But,
yeah, we'll see. So the answer is yes for now, but we'll see what it's like once we've had.
The next one is.
But the next question was, how much does Simon help out around the house? Shall I answer this one?
Well, obviously, an amazing amount.
No, he does help out a lot, to be fair. Obviously, I'd be lying if I didn't say I nag at him and say, he didn't wipe the crumbs off the side, or he doesn't do things how I would like, but he is super good at helping out around the house. And if I ask him to do something, he'll do it, but he does do stuff off his own back as well. He's probably not, he's really tidy. He's not as clean as me, I would say. So like, whereas I would make a sandwich and clean up, you would make a sandwich and leave the crumbs on the side, but you put everything in the dishwasher.
You're more meticulous, aren't you? You're more, not obsessed, but you're more thorough when it comes to tidying up afterwards. Whereas I eat my sandwich and I want to, I'll make the sandwich and I want to eat it before I tidy up. Whereas Vicky wants to make it, tidy up, and then eat it 25 minutes later, which doesn't kind of appeal to me quite so much. And if she catches me in between making it and eating it and having not tidied up, I get told off.
Oh, sorry.
It's alright, I'm used
to it.
But
yeah, the answer to that is he does. How much does he help around the house? Like loads, yeah. Loads.
Definitely.
So yeah. Another one was, do you think you'll have any more children? We've obviously answered that. Was your wedding the one you'd always dreamt of? Now, we've got different answers to this, I think.
We didn't have time, did we? So,
no.
At the time, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I was happy. We were on a budget because these things can run away with themselves. But I think we did a great job for how much time we had, how much money we spent, and I wouldn't change anything personally, but I know you've got completely different ideas.
That's your personality though, isn't it? You're like fulfilled with, and it's not that I'm not fulfilled, because as Simon said, at the time there was nothing that I would have changed and we did everything how we wanted. But we got married to get married, and I think it's different these days. Quite a lot of people obviously get married to get married, but weddings are such a big thing, and there's so much. You've got like Pinterest now, and you've got Instagram, and you've got things that you can look at and look at different styles of things and how you'd like them. And I think I was really young. I was 23 or 24.
24, I reckon, yeah.
So I wanted this like princess dress, and my style was totally different. So for those reasons, and to have it more to my tastes now, yes, I would have another wedding. Was it, sorry, that wasn't the question. Was it the wedding you'd always dreamt of? At the time, yes. Would I do it again if I could? Yes, I would, because I do things different. Like the venue we were in was really modern, I would definitely go for a traditional old house now. My wedding dress wasn't the one, I've got to be honest, even at the time it wasn't the one I loved, because...
It was lovely.
It was lovely.
Really, really
it is
nice.
a really
It
nice
still
dress.
is nice now. It still is nice.
But I didn't have time to order a dress. So the position I was in, we had 5 months from engagement to marriage. I couldn't order a dress because also over that time it ran over Chinese New Year, and most of the dresses that you order come from China. So I had to buy one off of the rail. So my choices were limited, meaning I didn't ever get that, yes, this is the one. I got that, yes, this is beautiful, but I never got that, this is the one dress. So that's my main reason. So maybe we'll renew our vows just for the dress. What do you reckon? If we make it to that, if we make it to 10 years.
To be continued.
Next question. Does anything change once you get married? No. Well, I don't think it did. Do you? We weren't together long enough to... I think if you were together 5 years or something and then you go, we got married, oh, everything changed. But we were together like...
10 minutes.
16 months, I think, by the time we got married. So it was still so fresh that... Did it change? Yeah, for the better. It was like... We were on cloud 9, weren't we, for ages?
Yeah, it's a positive, isn't it? Getting married is a positive. So whether you've been together for 10 years or 5 minutes, it allows you to commit to each other. So I think you make more effort because it's more difficult to get out of. Whereas if you're in a just girlfriend-boyfriend relationship, you can get out of it really easily these days. So I think personally it's a great thing, and it worked for us.
Yeah, I don't think anything changed. I can't, apart from positive stuff like going, oh, that's my name now, just stuff like that. So no, nothing changed. How has your marriage grown over the years? What mistakes have you made, if any?
Not really, you just understand each other more.
Yeah, massively.
You learn to understand each other's foibles, don't you? And your...
Sorry guys, most people that are watching this won't understand what that word is. This is what Simon does. He regurgitates the English dictionary. Can you please say the normal correct word for whatever word?
Well, that is the correct
What's
word.
foibles mean? Who knows of that word?
Well, your characteristics, your
Okay.
person's weaknesses and strengths, and how they behave in a particular situation. And everyone tends to resort to type, and they tend to behave a particular way in a particular situation. So that's, to my mind, the definition of foibles. Probably isn't still.
So, I don't know how to grow over the years. Yeah, I'd say he's right in terms of when we first met, I was very fiery, very fiery. I came from a ridiculously fiery relationship where we just shouted and screamed at each other, and I thought that was the correct way to be. So I definitely don't do that anymore. And like, we know when you're going to wind each other up what to say and what not to say, so that doesn't happen very often anymore. What mistakes have you made, if any? What mistakes have you made, if any?
The mistakes you make are arguing about things you don't need to argue about. So you argue about me not clearing the breadcrumbs off the side. It's just not, it's irrelevant. But if you're going to argue, make the argument something that's worth arguing about, because you end up falling out with each other and going to bed on an argument, which is another subject. Or you don't, you make up. But I just think if you're going to argue, which is inevitable in any relationship, let alone a marriage, you have to do it when it's really worth it and limit it to absolute minimum possible number.
And going to bed on an argument, Simon, have you learnt not to do that?
Not yet, no.
I've always said that. And when we were on honeymoon in Barbados, this Caribbean guy said, do you want some advice? I wish I could do a Caribbean accent, but I can't. Do you want some advice, marriage advice? Never go to bed on an argument. That was one of his 3 points, I think. And it's always stuck with me. And I completely agree with that. But, sometimes it's difficult not to argue with me when I've got something in my head. Were you both ready to get married? Is there ever a right time to do it? Yeah, 100% we were ready, weren't we?
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't... I'll be honest, if we'd waited until after we'd had Oscar, that would be questionable because we had a bit of a rough patch. But at the point that we got married, 100%, I think that's quite a short answer. Were we ready? Is there ever a right time?
No,
yeah, well,
just get on with it.
I don't know. I do think you have to feel like you want to marry that person. I know of some people that have got married when they're not quite sure whether they should get married, and then it's not turned out right. So I think actually, yes, there is a right time, and that is when you don't have any other regret, like no doubts in your mind. I don't think you should go into a marriage with any doubts in your mind.
Yeah, agreed.
Which is where we may have been had we have left it a few years, which I can talk about another time. But yeah, that's that. How do you work through disagreements or differences of opinion? Gosh, now we kind of touched on that a minute ago, didn't we?
Yeah.
I would say now, because I always wanted to resolve things there and then, I've learnt that to leave it, because Simon needs time to cool off and talk about it later. So I've learnt just that it's not the end of the world if you can't talk about it there and then, and that's from my part. And also not to get super angry super quick. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, and I'm not saying this just because the camera's there, we don't have that many. The biggest thing we row about are the children, and that is because one of our children isn't mine, and anyone with a stepchild in the family, I'm not going to hide the fact that it does cause problems between us because we've got a difference of opinion. That's the biggest thing we've got a difference of opinion on, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say so.
I would say other things we just kind of talk about it and discuss it and get to the end result. But and even with that subject, we talk about it, but sometimes we can't talk about it in the moment because it will get heated, so we'll just leave it and then reconvene another time.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's that one. When your family vision starts to be different, how do you manage to get in the same boat? Well, that's similar, isn't it? That's just a different way of wording it.
Yeah.
Family vision.
Yeah, well, the family vision we've got's the same.
Same, yeah. So what we want out of our family, yeah.
We tend to agree, to be honest, when it comes to choice of having children, or when we're going to go on holiday or anything like that. Vicky tends to make that decision. That's your remit, isn't it? And then I go along with it. But
yeah, we don't really disagree on stuff like that, do we? We haven't ever said, because family vision is like where you want to live and children and stuff like that. And we've got exactly the same. Well, actually, when we came to buy this house, you weren't very keen, but you saw the positives. I don't know.
So not let you have your own way, but you were really for it, weren't you? So I thought, well, fair enough. We'd been in rented for ages, and nothing that we wanted came up, and there's never anything that's 100% perfect ever when you're buying a house. There's always a compromise. So I compromised on those elements, and it's worked for us thus far. And there's a great school, and Oscar goes to that, and the next one.
It was a good decision.
That, so yeah,
apart from the building.
There's still negatives, aren't there? But overall, it's positive.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, this is a good one. Best quality of one another.
Can you answer first?
You want me? I knew he was going to say that. Best quality. I think your best quality is putting up with my. I don't know how to word this. When I'm being ridiculous about something, or anxious or obsessing about something, you're really, really good. Supportive. Yeah, that's it. You're very supportive, and you talk. You could easily sit there and go, "Oh, be quiet, Vicky. Stop being ridiculous." But you talk to me till I feel. Yeah, you're very caring and supportive. I suppose that's your best quality, and that you don't let my silly, because I do get really silly about things sometimes. Don't let it agitate you. So you're calm, caring and supportive. So all of those things in one.
That's three qualities.
I know, but it's kind of on one subject, and how you deal with me when I'm being a female.
My turn?
Yeah.
I'd say the fact that you're just a caring person. So loving and caring. So you're very thoughtful where you think about Oscar, Isla and me, and you do little gestures which are nice, and you look after us all, so I think your best quality is that you're caring.
I'm surprised you said that. Thank you.
That's right.
How long have you been married? I think I answered that already. 6 years. 6.5.
It's in April, just gone. 6,
May, June, July, August. Yeah, so 6 years, 4 months. Do you think marriage makes much of a difference to a relationship? Yeah, I do think. I think it cements you more. Definitely. Because you can't just walk away. And I know that sounds really silly, but as I briefly touched on, and maybe I'll talk about it in another video because I don't want to go on about it, but we had a rough patch. And if I'm honest, it was because of Oscar as well, but there were things tying us together, and it makes you work at it, I think. It makes you work at your relationship more because you can't just walk away. So yeah, I think, and no marriage is plain sailing and has like ups and downs, but I think if you believe in the true sense of marriage, yes, it cements your relationship.
Yeah, if you believe the vows that you say, that's the key. If you read the vows and you believe what they say, then you can't give up. You can't just move on. You can't. Somebody's got, a character deficiency or whatever they've got. People just these days just can get rid of them and move on to somebody else. But if you're married, for better, for worse, for sickness, sickness and health, richer or poorer, I know it sounds.
Making out is really sloppy, but
it sounds conceited, doesn't it? But it's not. It's not. It's true. So.
Yeah, that is true. Rachel, nice question. Who wears the trousers in your marriage? Honestly, and I'm not being diplomatic for the camera, I don't think anyone does. I like to think I do. I am a bit of a control freak, so I like to think that I'm in control. And like Simon says, I do make a lot of decisions, but he's happy for me to make those decisions. But who wears the trousers in a sense of like, when you hear of like, she wears the trousers, you think, I basically tell you what to do, and that's not the case at all. Simon won't be told what to do. No. And if he feels that I'm being unfair and I'm being like a diva or something, he won't have it. So I definitely don't wear the trousers. I think it's equal. Yeah,
depends on the subject. So if there's a decision to be made, I might make one type of decision, you might make another, but I wouldn't tell you what to do and you don't tell me what to do. So
we don't. I've tried in the early days, definitely. I tried being like that.
Doesn't work.
It doesn't work. So have I already answered this? What's your secret to a happy marriage?
No, I don't think so.
Do you want to go first?
It's the same really, isn't it? The secret to a happy marriage is respect. So respecting the other person, making sure that you don't just think of yourself in the situation. Try and see that perspective from the other person's side. And then don't treat them the way you wouldn't want to be treated yourself.
True.
So that's the same as anything. That's a friendship, that's a marriage, that's a relationship.
Yeah, but some people don't even get those little points. And also I think trust. Trust for me is a huge, huge thing. I came again from a previous relationship where there was no trust, hence having really big arguments. Now, I'm not a very trusting person anyway, even if like the children, I'll go, don't lie to me, you did that. So I've always said, I don't think you can trust anyone else but yourself 100%. I trust myself 100%, but I trust Simon 99.9. And the reason I say that is I think you'd be a fool if you said I trust someone 100%, because really anyone is human and anyone can slip up. But I do honestly trust Simon 99.9%, and I think he feels the same way about me. And I think that's because we're always honest. So if there is a situation where, there is another male or female involved in a sense of when you're out with your friends, we're just honest with each other. We just say how it is, just like, this person was out and that person did try and chat me up, but and I not that hardly ever happens, does it? But I know that'll be the burning question in a lot of people's.
Yeah, it doesn't really happen to me.
But I don't go out much anymore. But I mean, I'm trying to think of like anything really. Just always tell the truth. So I am such a you've always got to tell the truth, no matter what it is, whether you pranked your husband's car or your boyfriend's car, or you've shouted at the kids a bit loud and you feel good, I don't know, or anything. You just always tell the truth, and then that person will see through that and they'll be like, I can trust this person, and then that way you don't really have any problems. So where a lot of relationships have insecurities and jealousy, and that is where a lot of problems come from. We both have insecurities and we both feel jealous at times, 100%. But because we're honest in our answers and with each other all the time, it's fine, isn't it?
Yeah, that takes time to get to that point.
Does,
We weren't
yeah.
like that at the beginning,
No.
so we've always been honest, but you'd still be irrational and you'd still react to the situation, you know, because of your insecurities, because you hadn't yet built that trust. That's taken a long time to build to that level, but we've always operated the same way from the beginning.
Yeah.
Be truthful.
Always.
Has anyone chatted you up? Yes. Oh, who were they? What were they doing? Etc. Etc. And inside you don't feel happy about that at the time, but as you get further down the relationship, you go, okay, fair enough. I trust you, so that's fine.
Yeah.
So.
Agreed. So one of my best friends, Crystal, sent some really silly questions, but she's. I'm going to read one or two of them out. One of them is who's the funnier one? Should we answer at the same time after 3? Ready? 1 after 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and then say who is. Say the name of the person it is. So who's the funnier one?
Of course. Okay.
1, 2, 3. Simon. See?
It's close though, because you are very jovial, aren't you? You mess around a lot.
Yeah, but I've learned that a lot from you, I think.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. So one of the first things that I remember about our early relationship is how much we just used to laugh all the time. And actually, we had a child-free day, didn't we? Recently went to Bath, and we literally giggled like school children. I think when we're on our own, when we haven't got the distractions of children, because they are a distraction, we are just always joking, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely, constantly.
But you're,
a bit too much, maybe.
Yeah,
sometimes.
a bit vulgar sometimes. And then, who's the brighter one? Again, I'm going to say Simon, 100%.
Yeah, but you're very clever as well.
Very kind. Yeah. But
not just a pretty face.
So that is it. What
Crystal
one?
asked another one.
No, I'm not saying the other one. She did, but it was just not.
I can't say the answer, Crystal.
No, not saying it. It was
Okay.
rude.
Yeah.
But that is it. That is the end of our marriage Q&A. So I hope you all enjoyed that. If you want to see more videos with this man involved, please comment below. And don't forget to give this a like if you enjoyed it, and a subscribe, and we'll see you all I will see you all in the next video.
Not me.